What's going on there, YouTube? And welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from different comic book companies. Today I want to jump back over to Marvel Comics and continue our coverage over the Moon Knight series that came out back in 2014. Now, this is the last volume right here, volume 3. The reason why, because the book was canceled because we got Secret Wars in 2015. But with that being said, I honestly found this book, how in a nice way, not the best one. It's not bad, it's just I like the other two entries better than this one. Because honestly, it's a whole story about Moon Knight being a priest for Khonshu to spread his word. And you'll see what I mean here as we go through this whole book right here. So if you did like today's comic book video, hit that like button down below and subscribe. But I do hope you enjoy volume 3 of Moon Knight's 2014 series, where Moon Knight is a priest. So this book is really weird. Honestly, to me, the earlier stories were a whole lot better. This one had an idea, but for me personally, it did not hit the note it was going for. Either way, we pick up with Mark Spector in an abandoned hotel. This is the home apparently he is staying in now, but this place is haunted by ghosts. Now Moon Knight is not freaking out because in an earlier video, he dealt with ghosts, except he wants these ghosts to leave. But this is the moment we find out that Khonshu, the moon god Mark Spector is an avatar for, has made Moon Knight a priest to spread Khonshu's word. These ghosts are here to listen to the word or whatever, but apparently these ghosts need help as well. Something is going on and Mark Spector needs to follow the ghosts to figure out what is going on with them. Well, he needs to follow the footprints on the ground. This is where we come to find out that a group of people have set up shop in some warehouse. They are going around and capturing ghosts to, of course, sell them on the black market. This is very interesting because honestly, this has been done before in other books with different characters in the world we live in, but it is rarely done. So seeing it now is pretty nice. Either way, it is Moon Knight being able to find them and being able to beat these guys down very quickly. They tell him everything I just told you they were trying to do with these ghosts. Now, as we are watching this, I want you to see Moon Knight is still the brutal hero he has always been, making sure they remember this night for the rest of their lives. Now there is a moment where you have one of the guys of this operation ask how in the world did Moon Knight find them? Well, Moon Knight said he followed the footprints. Now of course we know that there are no actual footprints. The reason why I say that is because the guy Moon Knight is talking to basically looks at Moon Knight confused because he does not see any footprints on the ground. Of course, once that is done, you have Moon Knight release all of the ghosts that were trapped in those devices. It leads to Moon Knight telling the ghosts that they are able to finally leave and move on with their lives. Of course, they don't leave because remember what I said in the beginning of this video. When it comes to Khonshu had basically made Moon Knight his priest to gain more followers to his cause. So even though Moon Knight tells the ghosts they should move on and he is trying to go home, except the ghosts still don't leave. They actually follow him back home, meaning that they are saying that no matter what, they will follow Moon Knight everywhere he goes. Because one, they believe they should help him out, but now they are followers of Khonshu thanks to Moon Knight being the priest for Khonshu, and that is the end of the first chapter. So with the second chapter of this book, we pick up with Mark Spector being Mr. Knight again and meeting up with Detective Flint. Now for you new fans out there who may not know who Flint is, in the last two videos, Flint was someone that made a deal with Moon Knight that whenever there is some kind of police case that has to be looked over, Moon Knight will be called in. So it is Flint calling in Moon Knight because there was a dead body found where the man's body was torn apart, what seems to be by a werewolf. This is a nod to Moon Knight's first appearance in Werewolf by Night number 82. Either way, it is Moon Knight telling Flint he came here because he was asked to come here by Flint, but also that the gods have asked Moon Knight to do them a favor. Also, this is the moment we see Moon Knight being okay with being a priest now for Khonshu. Later that night, the story jumps over to a random fancy restaurant that does not have a name for this story. We see that everyone is having a normal time and minding their business, except that is the moment the workers go to open the door to the back and a bunch of dogs come out of nowhere and begin the process of just attacking people in the restaurant, letting us know that what Flint thought is wrong. He thought it was a werewolf going around killing people. Instead, it was really a pack of wild dogs going around attacking people. So now this place has become a bloodbath because these wild dogs are just going down on these people. So you have Mark Spector appear into this restaurant, being able to save the staff and the customers that were still alive. Now this is him hoping to stop these dogs to hopefully learn some kind of answers on why they are doing this, except there is a moment where they are able to overrun him. Like, he does not stand a chance against a pack of wild dogs because they're just biting him over and over again. Now he is able to finally beat some of them down and make them run away. There is a reason why he did that, because he was able to put a tracer on one of the dogs to hopefully learn why they are going around attacking people and who is behind all of this. So you have Moon Knight being able to switch into his Mr. Knight outfit and to where the tracer is located at. Of course, it leads him to some random junkyard, but once he gets there, well, that is the moment he sees the dog is dead. He knows whoever is behind this killed the dog. So this makes Moon Knight even more upset because now there is a dead innocent animal. When Moon Knight goes inside the main building of this junkyard, that is the moment he finds more dogs locked up in cages. This makes Moon Knight figure out what is going on here, and now he wants to stop whoever is behind all of this. So you have Moon Knight waiting for the owner to come back home, and of course we learn that this man was using the dogs to attack rich people. The reason why is because rich people get everything they want, so that is why. Now Moon Knight is upset because this man had committed murder for one, but also that he is doing something in Moon Knight City. Finally, Moon Knight is also upset because he used innocent animals to do his bidding in the city. So you have Moon Knight use the dogs to attack this man to get back at him for the murders and also getting back at treating animals wrongfully. So that is the end of the second chapter. Now the third chapter is more on the supernatural side. We pick up with Moon Knight bleeding everywhere and on the verge of dying. At the same time, Khonshu had apparently left him or did not give him the strength he needed to fight against whatever monster that did this to him. He tried his best, but of course Moon Knight was still not strong enough to stop it. So it does look like maybe Moon Knight is going to die here. Except this is the moment we see a group of people appear out of nowhere. They are here to actually help Moon Knight and for other reasons as well. So we see them actually help Moon Knight up and walk away with him. Some time has passed by and we see Mark Spector waking up in one of the beds in the abandoned hotel we saw in the beginning of this video. These people brought him here to help him, but because they are followers of Khonshu. Remember that Khonshu had made Mark Spector a priest to kind of spread the word of Khonshu across the world. Now the last time we dealt with him being a priest, it was with ghosts being followers, except this time it is actually real people who have become followers of Khonshu. This is the moment you have Mark Spector and Khonshu having a one-on-one conversation with each other. Because remember, in the beginning of this chapter, we learned that Khonshu had left Moon Knight, except we kind of find out that is not completely true. Khonshu still likes Mark Spector, but he did not want Mark Spector to go after whatever Mark Spector fought against. we learned that whatever Mark Spector fought against is killing children. But this is Mark Spector telling Khonshu if Khonshu does not want to help, then Mark Spector does not need Khonshu to complete this mission. So we see Mark Spector going on his own. So we see Mark Spector leaving the room. Of course, the people who had helped him try to put him back in bed, of course, Moon Knight does not listen to their advice and continues to go to a room. This is him getting all the guns he is going to need to stop whatever kind of monster he fought against earlier. Now he has to do this without the help from Khonshu. This is the moment we learn that the monster he fought earlier is actually known as the Boogeyman. Yes, the Boogeyman. But it is him going after children to, of course, kill them. He will kill this final child in this apartment building, and then he will move on to the next one and continue the process all over again. Except we are about to learn something really important about this Boogeyman. But before we can learn that, we have to get into a battle between Moon Knight and the Boogeyman first. The reason why I say that is because there are a bunch of bullets firing in the back of the Boogeyman, of course, giving the child the time she needs to run away. So we get this epic battle between Moon Knight and the Boogeyman, because they do go back and forth, and this is basically Moon Knight telling us and Khonshu that he will do whatever it takes to complete this mission. That means using all of the guns he has in his arsenal, taking hits from this thing as well. Of course, the fight does end with Moon Knight being the one to win the battle, except there is something else we are going to learn about the Boogeyman here. See, remember, Khonshu did not completely leave Mark Spector, just Khonshu did not want Mark Spector to fight this guy. The reason why is because it seems that the Boogeyman is also an avatar for Khonshu. The only reason we learn that is because he cries out to Khonshu asking why Khonshu has left him, letting us know that Khonshu did not support this fight for a reason. He did not want to see his two avatars fighting against each other. So in the opening of the 4th chapter, we see that this seems to be a normal day, or what could be a normal day in New York, except that is when some random people who are walking down the street are grabbed by some random people in flying suits. So now we know what is going on in this chapter. We know they're really just grabbing some random people, not like these people were actually selected by this group of people. They were just there at the wrong time. Of course, it does not take long before you have Moon Knight appear and tries his best to take down all of these guys. Now this is Moon Knight again not being nice to the bad guys, not giving them the easy chance out of this. We see Moon Knight just blowing up people left and right. They don't stand a chance against Moon Knight. They try so many different things to hopefully give them the edge to stop Moon Knight. Of course, none of them work, but ends up with one of them getting away. This is what Moon Knight wanted to happen so that he can follow this last pretend angel flyer to wherever their base was at, so that he can learn why they did all of this. And so the last chapter of this book is really Moon Knight going to the secret base of the flyers were using, coming to find out that they were bringing folks here to some other kind of god, and the people who are being held here hostage thinking that Moon Knight came here to finally kill them for this raptor god. Except, of course, Moon Knight is not here to kill them. He is there to help them. So we see Moon Knight being able to free the people and then begin the process of beating the last guy he told to find this location. The chapter really ends on that note right there. Honestly, just saying, there are other people out there being avatars for different gods, or they believe they are. In reality, they are not. And that is the end of the 4th chapter. So in the opening of the 5th chapter, we pick up with an old man going inside some kind of warehouse, supposed to be some kind of shelter, except when this old man gets inside, we learn that this is some group of people that want the homeless to go out there and beg for money and bring the money back, like they have to reach some certain kind of amount. Now this old man realized that these signs were made like they were mass produced in some kind of factory. Of course, when the old man said that, well, that made this other guy decide to show the old man what is really going on inside the warehouse. So you have the man running the place take the old man down in some other room to show some homeless people that go out there to collect money through more aggressive methods. So of course, using guns to force people to give up money. But then we see this man take the old man into a third room. And in this room, well, they do sacrifices. Everyone they kill, of course, is a way to praise the one and only Khonshu. This man in charge wants to kill the old man next for Khonshu. Of course, this is the moment we find out that this old man was actually Moon Knight in disguise. He needed to get inside so that he could figure out what was going on in this place. But it led to Moon Knight taking out all of these guys. So Moon Knight changes into his Mr. Knight outfit and then goes on to beat up what we thought was the original man in charge. But come to find out that this man is not in charge. That is when we see another group of people telling Mr. Knight that they were expecting him. Remember that Khonshu had Moon Knight, a priest, to spread the word of Khonshu across the land. But the way they are talking to him, well, they are making it seem that maybe there is someone else going around being a priest for Khonshu to spread his word across the land. That is when we see Mr. Knight meeting some lady. Now, some people say she is Princess Niftis. I hope I pronounced that correctly, from the older Moon Knight comics. But the way she is talking, it seems that these two have never met. So why would it be a character from the old Marvel comics if Moon Knight is acting like he never met her? Either way, she is talking to Mr. Knight, or Moon Knight, sorry, about how she is another priest for Khonshu, and Khonshu wants the two of them to work together to help spread his word. Now, of course, Moon Knight thinks that this lady is crazy because Khonshu never told him anything about her. Also that the way she is talking, she never had talked to Khonshu. So it is just some nut job from college who found out about Khonshu and thinks it is something cool to follow. So of course this begins a battle between the two of them that gets pretty bloody because why not? Except while this fight is going on, it does at first seem that maybe Khonshu had picked this lady to help him. The way she is talking and being able to beat down on Moon Knight, except of course you do have Moon Knight being able to get back up and actually defeat her. Before he leaves, the book makes it seem that yes, she was crazy, that Khonshu never had given her his powers to help him, that she made it all up in her head. And the reason why I say that is because I could be wrong here. When Moon Knight leaves the building, he is being carried away by Khonshu, who tells him that he will always be there for his son. And this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please hit that like button down below and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on books I should read, well please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoyed today's comic book video.